All right, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Yhug. I just wanted to, first of all, just say sorry for not uploading on Sunday. And all my videos that were planned for Sunday, I didn't end up editing them. And I decided, you know what? I'd rather just be ahead and edit everything for Monday. So this video technically is being recorded on Sunday, but it's already 8 p.m. my time, which is like 11 Eastern time. And I don't want to drop all the videos too late because then that just messes up views and all that and can actually harm the channel more. So I decided I'm gonna record and I'm gonna set everything up. So that's why I said yesterday, because technically this video is going up on Monday, but it's being recorded on Sunday. But yeah, so we're back at MW4 beta. Yeah, like I said, I hate that I missed the triple upload. I really do. But I think this way, now that I can be a day ahead of everything, it should end up working a lot better for me at least, and the videos will be at a much higher quality, I feel like, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, if y'all saw that In a Rush video I made, I did talk a lot about how I was rushing to make videos, and I'm not gonna lie, the quality was kind of dipping. So I wanted to make sure I made something good, and it even gives me time to work on a montage if I so need to, right? So yeah, so we're back on MW4 beta. I might just stick to TDM and Dom because I found out that open matchmaking doesn't have map voting, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that. A lot of people are very actually critical of the game right now. That's actually what I wanted to talk about in this video. A lot of people are hating MW4, and to be completely honest, I'm kind of here for it. I know that sounds like a little messed up, but look, me personally, I am a diehard Modern Warfare 19 hater. I do not like that game as a Call of Duty. I think it was a great game. It had a lot of great things. It was smooth. The movement was nice. The gunplay was good, right? Warzone came out. S&D was amazing to watch and even play. But the game as a whole was just not enjoyable, for me at least. In my personal perspective, it was not that good. So for me, when it comes to Call of Duty wise, the actual Call of Duty aspect, I didn't like that game. I think it introduced a lot of things that caused the downfall of Call of Duty as a franchise. What the hell? That's pretty cool. It also just encouraged such a bad playstyle. I think that game was notorious for how many campers there were. And I was actually at the fantasy draft last night. I was talking about how I don't like MW19. My friend Julio brought up such a great point where he was all like, S&D was so good because it was the only bearable game mode on that game, which was true, right? Because that game mode was pure gunplay. That game mode was straight up gunplay, tactics, you know what I mean? And personally for me, S&D was the game mode that took all the things that they were trying to do with that game and made them work, because if you notice something about the Modern Warfare franchise nowadays, it's trying a lot. It's been trying a lot to be a tactical shooter type of game, and they've been wanting you to care about positioning and all that, and making specific classes. That's why they introduced something like, if we go here, right, and I go to my gunsmith, that's why gunny is a thing in here. It shows up a lot in a game of S&D where you actually got to think twice about where you're going and all that. So I think for the most part that's what helped S&D be bearable. When you watch any sort of gameplay that Infinity Ward is recording for this game, they're not tack sprinting, they're not jumping, they're not bunny hopping, they're not butt sliding everywhere, they're not G sliding, which is actually a feature in this game. If you jump before you decide to slide, you get a further slide. So they're not showing that. They're showing this whole tactical approach where someone's pre-aiming like this and all that, and it's super odd, right? It's like they're trying to false advertise almost. And while I understand, that's also part of the reason why the TTK is so much faster in this game, because they want you to pre-aim, they want you to think about where you're going next. It's also part of what's causing people to not like this game. I mean, I even got a comment on my video saying that they didn't like MW4 because the TTK is too fast. And I personally would agree. I think the TTK is a little bit too fast for a Call of Duty. It can cause for a lot of unfair gunfights. Now, with that being said, though, here's one thing I will say that I do think people need to consider. These older Call of Duties also did have faster TTKs. The thing about Infinity Ward is they're always going to try to appear as this player first mentality where they're going to want to make the game a little bit easier for players to be able to approach it, So another complaint that I've been seeing going around is obviously the whole open the matchmaking thing, the maps, which I do agree with. I think the maps in this game are not very good. Even though I will say there are maps in this beta that I like, I don't like all the maps. I think there are some maps that are just completely worse than others. This one I think is a lot better, but I feel like the other maps Silkworm, even Rooftops to a certain extent, those maps are just not very enjoyable. And the other map outside of oh, Transit is another map I don't like. It just feels like small map slop, and it's like it's just not very enjoyable. But this map, and I would even say Cachetti, however you pronounce it, I think personally are a lot better. Something that has been making me laugh was someone said this is how every map in MW4 feels like, and it's the video of that guy in MW19 trying to like cross the street on that one map where he just gets absolutely obliterated. I was like, dude, honestly, I agree 100%. But yeah, it sort of feels like there's a lot in this game that they could do a lot better, you know what I mean? And something that I've seen people quoting a lot recently is the tweet when they said in Christmas time, like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And then people are like, oh really? They're like, because you guys said this game isn't is this me? Oh, it is me. They're like, you guys said this game isn't MW2 Part 2, and look at it. And I'm like, yeah, they kind of have a point. This game does feel a lot like MW2. I would say though, like, I saw someone say it's like a less annoying MW2. I can kind of see that, but at the same time, it does feel a lot more like MW19 to me. Year 2, like someone else had said. So, but yeah, that's sort of where I'm at when it comes to this game and the hating and all that. Another thing though too, these kill cams, bro. I don't know what they did with the best play system. At first I thought that whole slowdown and speed up was really cool, but now I'm kind of like, you know, it's like, Now that I'm looking at it and I'm seeing how editors are talking about it, I'm like, low-key, there's a bit of a point. These final kill cam / best plays, oof, not good. There is some improvement to be had here. There's a lot that they can like just do to make this game better. And like I've been saying, like, I want this game, I want to like this game, I really do, because I love Call of Duty. I want Call of Duty to succeed, man. I love this franchise, but without Call of Duty, Sonic, like all that stuff, I probably would not be here, right? Like in terms of making YouTube videos. So it's like, I want this franchise to succeed, man, but it's like, it's so hard when they keep giving us games like MW19, 22, and freaking, you know, MW4. And honestly though, like, while I don't exactly like hate this game, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I don't really like it either. Like, I'm not dying to play this game. I haven't even bought it. Like, I haven't even pre-ordered this game. That's how like uninterested I kind of am, you know? Like, I could live without buying this game, you know? I could live just making VO2 freaking putt comms for the rest of my life. At least that's how I feel, you know? So yeah, I think campaign-wise, this game might actually end up being pretty decent. I just think, I don't know, multiplayer, they gotta figure something out. I hope DMZ is good. I heard they're gonna like revamp DMZ and all that, make it like actually a much better mode than it was back then. But we really realistically just gotta wait and see. Ultimately, I am kind of here for the hate of MW4 and Infinity Ward a little bit, because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the stuff everybody's complaining about, I've been saying was a problem since MW19. So to see people now all of a sudden switch up and say this and then still try to act like MW19 didn't have these problems is a little bit funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. I personally do think MW19 is the game that ruined the franchise, but I mean, and you know, people can argue all they want that it was like highest selling, yada yada yada. I don't know, you gotta look at it before Warzone came out, man. The numbers were dropping. So yeah, man, in all honesty, that's just me. If you guys are still gonna play this game or not, let me know in the comments below how you feel about this game, right? Do you like it? Do you not like it? And yeah, I'm still sort of on the fence about it. I don't think I'll be buying, but we'll see. Either way, love you all. See you in the next one. Have yourselves a good one.